fellow that you referred to, the fellow that had the head injury, there we had a situation of brain injury and trauma, a physical thing and an emotional thing. And both of those had to be dealt with for that fellow to be able to recover function.
Well, so that the reason was he was mugged by phony policemen. Pulled over by a phony police car, or a Crown Victoria with a red light on top that was strapped, looks like a ghost car. And they suggested that he should get out and look at his damaged tail light and hit him over the head. And that happens all the time. That kind of thing where somebody gets mugged or hit or even abased. But the trauma was the, afraid of authority, afraid of everything else.
Now, the other thing about neurotherapy is you have predispositions for things. So, for example, to return to the post-traumatic stress disorder issue, I used to treat a lot of combat veterans who had post-traumatic stress disorder when I was at McLean Hospital. You can have 4 guys all witness exactly the same thing.
And the
3 of them, they don't like it, they have to have some counseling, they might have bad dreams. 1 guy's disabled by it. What's different about him? That book would suggest that what happens with these kids with ADD is people think they're lazy and crazy and stupid. And the guy who is disabled by this trauma that didn't disable other individuals, there's a tendency to think of this person as weak in some sense. The fact of the matter is he has an area of the brain that's not functioning efficiently before that happened to him, so that his stress tolerance is not good. And he's overwhelmed by the same experience.
And you can improve that or fix it.
Absolutely, that's what
I have a friend who was, I identify him if I say, he was in a place where somebody came in and tried to kill himself in front of him. And this friend of mine has been on disability insurance ever since that happened. Mm-hmm. He grew his fingernails out that long. Hair was everywhere. Wouldn't leave. He's out actually now. After 20 years, he's actually out driving around and took a trip to Florida or California or something this last year. But I would have found the situation interesting. It put him, destroyed his marriage, destroyed his life, destroyed everything about it. And I have been trying to get this guy to go and see you for 10 years too, and I can't. So what do we do? Do we just sort of put a lasso around them and drag them down?
I have a lot of kids who are dragged in by their parents by their ears.
No.
All disorders are family disorders. It doesn't matter what it is. The ADD child, the whole family is affected. And when you work with the child, the family improves. The dynamics improve. It is all interrelated dynamically.
Well, that's what Dr. Strafty wanted to tell me. My guest has been Paul Swingle. We're not going to go at this second, but Paul Swingle. You can get hold of Paul Swingle at area code 604-608-0444. Office is at 1190 Melville Street in Vancouver. And he can help you find somebody in your own local area if you're not looking from here, from Vancouver. And 3 members of my personal family and extended family have been treated. 4 members, actually, I guess it's 5 now. You don't even know about 1. Have been treated by Dr. Swingle or his associates, Terry Rhodes or Mike. Or you got, how many people have you got there now?
13.
13 people working in this clinic, and when I met him, it was he and his daughter. And I'm so pleased that you and Rosemary came out here for a conference and decided you liked Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Because, Paul, I'm telling you, you changed my life, you changed Peter's life, absolutely. And, he appreciates it, I appreciate it, and everybody else I know appreciates it. And it's not just kids. If you're a 45-year-old mother whose kids have all left home and now you're trying to figure out what to do with the rest of your life, that's another peculiar kind of pattern that you solve. And if you're a 54-year-old man that's never had a job because you were ADD and you couldn't keep a relationship, That's the kind of thing that you can go. It's never too late to go to see you.
No, absolutely.
And if you're suffering from the start of onset Alzheimer's, you're working with that?
We are working with Alzheimer's. We have to get it really early. But non-Alzheimer's dementia, we can take care of that.
So dyslexia, learning disabilities, ADD, ADHD, Asperger's syndrome, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Get hold of Paul and sell the car if you have to, as I said.